gives it to Suarez, he gives it back to Messi!
Messi, the name that defines football. For years, fans saw the brilliance, the magic, the goals. But few ever saw what was happening behind the scenes. A contract that changed the sport forever. Worth over €500 million, it turned the world's most beloved player into the most powerful figure in football. And when it finally came to light, it nearly destroyed everything he helped create. The story begins in 2017, inside the headquarters of FC Barcelona. The club had just come off another successful season. Trophies, records, global fame. And at the center of it all was Lionel Messi, their golden boy, their symbol, their empire. For over a decade, Messi had been the heartbeat of Barcelona. Every goal, every victory, every shirt sold, all built around one man. But there was a problem. Messi's contract was about to expire, and the club would do anything to keep him.
Of Lionel Messi's latest contract in full,
Negotiations started behind closed doors, and from everything I've read and heard from people close to it, these weren't normal talks. Barcelona wasn't negotiating with a player, they were negotiating with a global brand. The result was a deal unlike anything football had ever seen. In January 2021, El Mundo leaked the contract. The numbers stunned the world. Over €555 million, that's $674 million, over 4 years. It was the biggest contract in sports history, but the money was only the beginning. Inside the pages were bonuses worth tens of millions just for staying. Clauses paid him for individual awards, even if the club failed. And perhaps most shocking of all, Barcelona agreed to pay him even if he retired early or suffered a career-ending injury. In short, there was no risk for Messi and all the risk for Barcelona. By 2020, Barcelona's finances were collapsing. Their debt soared past €1.2 billion. Wages consumed the budget. Transfers stopped. Renovations were frozen. Reports at the time revealed that every major board discussion started with a single question: how do we pay Messi? The contract that once guaranteed Barcelona's future was now pulling it apart. In August 2021, the unthinkable happened. Barcelona announced they could no longer afford to renew Messi's deal.
Why is he leaving?
Who is to blame for Messi's departure from Barcelona?
It's difficult for a club to keep that kind of players.
After 21 years, the man who defined an era walked away, not because he wanted to, but because the system built around him had become too heavy to hold. When I first read that contract, I expected to find a salary. Instead, I found a story about power, loyalty, greed, and the cost of greatness. Because this wasn't just about a player or a club. It was about what happens when one man becomes bigger than the institution that created him. And maybe that's the real story here. Not how much Messi was worth, but how much Barcelona was willing to sacrifice to keep him.